Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony Brienne, and in today's video we are going to be discussing Kevin Samuels and his followers in the red pill community. So I already know what this video is going to attract: a bunch of angry men. I've already dealt with this in a previous video that I did, where in the past like 2 months it has been 100% male audience, and that video was like why dating sucks in 2021. Although I spoke very clearly on how this video reflects on both parties, and I mentioned several times in the video that men need to find their worth too. People decided to take what they wanted to take, and they did whatever with that information and really tried to like hurt my feelings, but it really didn't work. Like, that video showed me how strong I was because I really did not care. Like, I read a comment, block, delete, whatever, and then I move on. Like, I don't care. So like, don't take time out of your day to like leave a hate comment because you're just gonna get blocked. And I really don't care. Like, it honestly doesn't affect me because I already know what type of man you are. Like, a man I would never want in a million years. You try and say you wouldn't want me and think that's gonna hurt my feelings, but baby, I never wanted you to begin with, okay? But without further ado, let's get straight into this video because this topic has been sitting on my mind for a long time. And just hearing more and more men that are listening to this man and seeing more comments, especially from like the type of content I make of like angry men coming in my comments. I always call them angry little men. But yeah, I'm gonna break this down. We're gonna get right into this. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So Kevin Samuels is a part of the red pill community. So I'm gonna break down what the red pill community is. Okay, so according to the Business Insider, I looked it up. So the red pill is known as the weird new cult for men who don't understand women. That's what they came up with, but it's basically a community of men giving other men dating advice. However, I feel that the dating advice given by the red pill community is in a very toxic and misogynistic way, and it does not help those men at all. So I do find some of the things that, for instance, Kevin Samuels says, there's many men a part of that community, but I don't watch that content. I don't watch Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels is the most popular, so I tend to see him pop up here and there from other people's perspectives, speaking on him and speaking on what he says. So some of the things that Kevin Samuels says, I don't necessarily disagree with. I feel like a lot of things are important. I feel like it is good that men are having an outlet to hear from another man besides just making moves on their own, especially in the Black community, because as we know, statistically, a lot of Black men or Black fathers are not in the household. So a lot of Black men are just growing up with their mothers, and I think it's still very important for Black men to have men in their households, a father figure. So a lot of them don't have that. So I think that this is a really good push. It was a good push, but I think the delivery was so wrong on how a lot of these spokespersons or spokespeople for the red pill community advocate. So like I said, I believe a lot of things that Kevin Samuels says are true. However, he delivers all this information to the wrong community. A lot of Kevin Samuels supporters are not these high quality men that Kevin Samuels speaks of. For instance, Kevin Samuels considered a high quality man or a high profile man because I believe he has money, I'm sure. I mean, he has quite the large platform, so I'm assuming he has money. And he is an older man from what he considers to be high status. So I believe he is one of those. But a lot of the men that he has as supporters are very angry men that never were able to get a woman, or at least an attractive woman, from their standards. They still live at home. They don't have a great job. And overall, they're just angry with what the world left them with. They're angry at the world. So this causes them to really hate women because a lot of women don't even want them. They're not even in those women's calibers. So they decide to hate all women, and they use the red pill community as a source to spew out their hatred for women, specifically Black women. So I tend to see the red pill community being a very toxic, degrading, and malicious platform. And kind of like the definition said online, it's like a cult. I definitely feel like they are a cult. It's just so much negativity in that community, and they feed off of that. I've seen certain men react to my videos. I don't watch the videos because I don't care to. I just kind of block whoever made the video because I don't know why you're watching my content anyway. That makes you so upset. And the comments are disgusting. Like, it's like they really want you to grab a rope and end it all. Like, that's like their intention. Now, they're lucky that I'm a strong woman. I'm a strong Black woman. What you say does not offend me or hurt my feelings. Like, I laugh at what you say. But say that was someone that was more weak-minded and they really took offense to the things that you say, and you really had someone end their life. Honestly, I don't even think they would feel sorry for it. They'd probably say, well, she probably deserved to do what she did because she doesn't deserve a high-quality man. Like, that's honestly what I think they would say. They are, like, and I don't want to say everyone, but the majority that I see in the comments that I get, a lot of them, they'll say like, oh, you should listen to Kevin Samuels maybe. And I'm like, okay, I knew you listened to Kevin Samuels just by how you responded, just by the way you acted like a little boy. So like I said, I don't necessarily find Kevin Samuels' advice to be horrible. I agree with some of the things he says, but many of the things he says, I feel like it's very misogynistic, not pro-black at all. And his followers take in that advice. So I would say I think his delivery just kind of sucks. He needs to have a better delivery, and then his followers just kind of run with that. They run with what he says, even though Kevin Samuels isn't really speaking for them, but they support him because Kevin makes them feel like they are that high quality man when they really probably aren't. And I think the advice given is very toxic for men who are not of high status society-wise, because they start believing they are, and they go around saying ridiculousness that they can't say in person because they could say it on the internet, because most of them don't have profile pictures. It's a safe space on the internet. They think that no one's ever gonna know who they are, but in person they will get dragged for filth, okay? If they ever say half the things that they say in person, because they sound so ignorant and ridiculous, especially if I know who you are in person. I know what your occupation is. I know how old you are. I know how you physically look while you're degrading women's looks. I feel like a lot of his supporters constantly degrade women's looks for no reason. It'll be a beautiful woman, or it'll be a woman that I would say is even regular, but they're so quick to call someone ugly because Kevin Samuels says it's okay to call a woman a 4 when a woman thinks she's a 7 or a woman thinks she's a 9. Like, that's just, it's weird to me. And what annoys me the most when it comes to that, because Kevin Samuels will particularly have black women go on his lives, he will automatically disrespect a black woman and call her less than what she really is. And I feel like that's not okay, because black women, us as black women, we already go through enough. Society already tells us we're ugly. Society already tells us that we're not good enough. And you trying to degrade a black woman by saying she's a 4 when she's saying she's a 7, I just don't think that's okay. And I know he thinks it's helping a woman by saying, well, you're actually a 4. That does not, no. First of all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if a girl thinks she's a 7, but she really is a 4, what is your purpose in saying that? And what is that going to do for her? Besides make her, after she gets off that live, really sit there, either cry herself to sleep or really think about herself in the worst light ever. Like, that doesn't help. And then you do it in front of thousands of people. I don't even know why women even go on his lives anymore, because all he does is disrespect women from what I've seen. Obviously not all the time. I also have seen certain clips on like the Shade Room of him being respectful, like towards Tommy, who Tommy happens to be my twin. You know, we don't look like anymore. She got a lot of plastic surgery, but she's still beautiful. But Tommy from Love and Hip Hop, he was very respectful towards her, which I think is because he knows Tommy will check him really quick. But for the most part, he is very negative towards black women or women in general, and not uplifting women. And instead he downplays them and makes them feel less than. So for me personally, hearing that a man listens to Kevin Samuels, that is an automatic turnoff. And I'm gonna share my story, okay, about a man that I knew that listened to Kevin Samuels. So this man I was talking to, not even for a day. It was maybe 2 days, if that. Was it? It probably was a day. So we were texting, and one time I did not respond super quick because I was doing homework. Finals were coming up, I was doing my homework. And right away, his first stance was, this is why I don't do black girls, because they think they're better than. And I was like, why? You know, I shouldn't even respond it, but I said, why is that your first response? Why is your first response say, this is why I don't do black girls? And mind you, this is a black man saying this. And he proceeds to go on a rant, because this is voice, audio, voice messages. And he was going on a rant about Kevin Samuels and how he listens to Kevin Samuels and he talks about black women. I'm like, oh, you listen to Kevin Samuels. All right, let me leave this man alone real quick. And I know for a fact, just by how he went and how he went off on me so quickly when I was just doing homework and was so quick to degrade black women, I knew for a fact he listened to Kevin Samuels, and he put the icing on the cake by just saying it out loud to me. So I told my sister before I even heard the audio, I said, I feel like he listens to Kevin Samuels. I feel like he does. And he said it out of his mouth. The words came out of his mouth that he listens to Kevin Samuels. I have screenshots and all that, okay? That's why I would never date a man that listens to Kevin Samuels. I also talked to some guys that listen to Kevin Samuels as well, maybe not like through text, but maybe like through DMs. And their favorite question is, what do you bring to the table? Why are you asking me that on date 1? Did I ask you what you bring to the table? Maybe if you just listen to me and I listen to you, we'll know what each other brings to the table. Like, come on, do better. And I don't think he necessarily spews hatred towards women, but the way he speaks about women is just a little bit weird to me. And like, I think his supporters really make it sound like he's much worse than he is, because I have heard one of his audios. Like, I saw that on like a gossip site that I follow, and I kind of agreed with him. But at the same time, I'm like, it's your delivery. Your delivery just sounds off with you telling a woman that just because she has 2 kids, she doesn't deserve a high quality man. And I kind of get that at a point, because I wouldn't want to date a man that has 2 children, like, right away. That just isn't for me, especially at my young age of 20. But I feel like this is the way you go about it. Like, I wouldn't tell a man to his face, you got 2 kids, ew, I'm not dating you, you're disgusting, you're not high quality, ugh, like you're used up. I would never say that. But that's kind of how Kevin Samuels displays what he is saying, but I don't think he necessarily means that, but I think it's just his delivery. So all in all, I'm all for men taking advice. I'm all for men learning to date more efficiently. I'm all for men knowing their worth because I feel like a lot of men do get put down. Like, don't get me wrong, I haven't had my best experience with dating, but every man that I've dated, if I'm being honest, I've only had 2 bad experiences. But for the most part, everyone, they've been nice people overall. We just didn't like really connect. But I've also heard other stories. So a lot of like the things that I say, I never mean all, because I always say I know there's always an exception to the rule. I do not think all men are horrible. My dad is an amazing man. He's an amazing husband. He's an amazing father. I have uncles, amazing husbands, amazing fathers. I see it all, okay? I see black men being wonderful, men in general being wonderful. I'm surrounded by that. So do not get me wrong in any way, but I just feel like sometimes in this generation, it's a lot more common to see discrepancy in relationships and a lot more things are normalized. So that's why it is kind of upsetting to see. It doesn't necessarily affect me, but that's why I share my opinions. But overall, I think that men do deserve to have a platform. But at the same time, you do not need to degrade black women or women in general because you are angry at the world or you're angry about how men and black men are portrayed. I feel like there's a way to go about it. Read some books. I'm sure there are some good books on Amazon. You don't have to have this misogynistic way of thinking and basically saying that women lose their value at 23, 24, because that is not the case at all. I see so many bosses, women 30, 35, 40, killing it in the game. So Nicki Minaj she's old goods. She's not good or anything. Beyonce's old goods. Y'all love Kim K. Y'all love, like, I'm confused why y'all are trying to make it seem like women just crumble up and die at 25. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's what a lot of these red pill community members feel, because they don't like the fact that a lot of women my age or even a little bit older than me tend to like to date up. Y'all don't like that, so you're all like, okay, well, you guys are gonna crumble up because you're trying to hope that you're gonna one day be that man because you want to be that man. So it's just a mess, and that's just my little bit of opinion on the entire Kevin Samuels and the red pill community stuff. And of course, I'm open to hearing your opinions in the comments. I want to have healthy discussions in the comments. I don't want the comments to be like my why dating sucks in 2021 video, because I feel like it's just disgusting and mean how you guys act. Does it affect me? Absolutely not. But my point is, let's just have healthy discussion. We can have a little bit, you know, back and forth that is healthy and we actually learn from each other. So that is the end of this video. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I would love to know your opinions in the comments. Like I said, of course, be respectful. And if you're not, you will be blocked real quick. Trust me, I am always clicking that block button. I don't care. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.